guys, welcome to this stabilising hip session, a short sweet flow, really warming up and strengthening the surrounding area of the hip, namely working into the glute medius today, which is a stabilising muscle for our hip girdle. We're going to be working through some glute bridges, variations. We're going to kind of start to warm up the area of the hips, the leg muscles, and then we're going to work into our balance sequence today, where we'll start in a kneeling position, we'll transition with smoothness and stability as slowly as possible up into Warrior 1, up into Warrior 3, and then we'll do our stabilising Archer's Bow pose whilst we're up and standing, and then we'll transition down towards the ground again. So when we do that with mindfulness, with awareness of what muscles need to switch on and to be recruited in order to keep our hips nice and steady, especially the core muscles as well, but those medial glute muscles and the surrounding areas. So we're going to start either in a kneeling position, if that feels comfortable, or perhaps cross-leg position. Of course, you can lie down on the floor for your centering if you prefer. And we're going to just take a few moments to allow all our energy to settle and to invite ourselves into our body and into this moment. So if it helps, just close your eyes now and start to turn your gaze inwards to find your breath, to locate your breath. As you breathe in, follow the breath inwards. And as you breathe out, follow the breath outwards. Notice where you feel your breath most predominantly, and without changing it in any way, just rest your awareness upon the breath. Upon the sensations generated by your breath. This breath flowing in, and just this breath flowing out. Just simply take a few more deep breaths, just as you are, welcoming yourself into this moment, welcoming yourself into your practice. Stabilising the mind as we stabilise the body. And then just gently blinking your eyes open. And if you're not already on the ground, just inviting yourself to the ground now. And really making sure that you've found the ground. Bending your knees up, resting the soles of your feet on the ground. Just finding a good footprint, the soles of the feet or heels underneath the knees. Find a little bit of length through the back of the neck without taking away the whole curve of the back of the neck, just the natural curve there, but just ensuring the chin isn't lifted here. And pressing down evenly through the soles of your feet. So imagining that the only thing that is awake in your body are the feet. and pressing down, feeling the tailbone lengthening and then lifting up towards the back of the knees as you just come into your classic bridge pose. And exhaling as you slowly lower down through the vertebrae of the spine. Let's take 2 more classic bridges, lifting up on an exhale if you can. Breathing at the top and coming down on an exhale. Just exploring how that feels to work with your extension movements on an exhale. Notice the muscles recruited here, namely gluteus maximus, but also the hamstring muscles and the inner thigh muscles, the adductor muscles, to make sure the knees don't fall wide or into center. Just switched on enough to support the steady lifting and lowering of the hips and the spine. Lovely. So now inviting your right ankle to rest upon your left knee or thigh. The right knee just falls nice and wide, and we can just encourage a little bit of movement there to make sure the knee falls as wide as it can. Find a good footprint again, so that might mean adjusting your left foot so that there's an evenness as you press down into the foot, a nice downward force of energy, and lifting up into a single-legged glute bridge and lowering down. And what we're looking for here is both hip points, so you can bring your fingers to those bony points, prominent points at the front of your hip, and just make sure they stay at an even height. And notice which muscles need to switch on. Glute max to extend the hips, but also there's a little bit of activation through the side hip muscles and medial glute to keep this steadiness, this evenness of the hip. Let's take 1 more of those. And it might not be that you travel up so high, especially because we're looking for a smoothness of movement. Let's swap that over now. Left ankle on top of right thigh. Again, just your footprint, heel underneath knee is useful, it's helpful. And we press down evenly through the centre of the heel, the ball of the big toe and the ball of the little toe, whilst maintaining that equal height of the hip points at the front. Keeping length through the back of the neck. Feel those glutes switch on. Outer hip muscles steadying this movement. Hamstrings muscles will still activate. Let's take 1 more on that side. Pressing down through the foot, feel the weight transmit into the earth. And lowering down as smoothly as you can there. Releasing that left foot and bringing the soles of the feet together now and allowing your knees to fall out wide. We're going to come into our butterfly glute bridge. Hands either side of the body, using the hands, the forearms, a little into the earth to support this movement. And this time your bridge won't be as deep, your back extension won't be as deep, but it activates those outer hip muscles a little bit more. Squeezing the feet together, squeezing the glutes and lifting just a little bit off the ground. Maybe for the first time, just exploring how this feels through the inner thighs, the outer hips, the lower back, just seeing how the body responds. And perhaps what it needs to do in each moment to support this smooth movement up and down. Maybe you feel it in your abdominal muscles a little. Just taking 2 more of those in your own time. Pressing the feet, engaging the glutes and lifting up. And slowly relaxing down. So we're going to draw the knees up to centre, we're going to hug them into the chest and just take a little rock through the spine. Maybe from side to side, maybe drawing some circles around the sacrum. Breathing in and out of the nostrils if you can. Just filling the body up with breath. Taking that round the opposite way if that feels good. Lovely. And then taking hold of the back of the thighs, tucking the chin in so the spine is in full flexion, and just rocking forwards and backwards. Just coming through your spinal rolls to eventually lift you up to your seat. There's no rush with that. Take at least 6 of those rolls to energise the spine, to secrete synovial fluid into the vertebrae, into the vertebral disc of your spine. Lovely. And the next time you come up across the legs and lift through your Sukhasana, either rolling over your knees if that feels comfortable, taking your legs out to one side. Take a couple of cat-cow stretches before we take our side kicks today. So pressing into the tops of the feet, into the shins to just help lengthen the lower back. Not to take it out of its natural curve, but just in case there's a little dipping, extra dipping through the spine. Just helps to bring a little bit of stability into the lower back. And find that appropriate support, so we're not under supported and we're not over supported. We just find that middle place. And we breathe in and round through the arch of the cat, exploring that breath in to flex the spine. And breathing out as we soften through the belly, breastbone becomes heavy and we lift head and tail. Inhaling as we round into flexion. And exhaling as we soften, as we extend the spine, lifting your head from the middle of the shoulders. Let's take 3 more, moving in time with our own breath. We're going to come back to a neutral spine now. We're going to take our side kick. So with the left knee, keeping the top of the right foot pressing into the earth, the shin, lifting gently through the right wrist, right shoulder. So we're lifting up and out of the ground to keep that steadiness of the body. We're going to take the left knee out to the side and we're going to kick that left heel out. We're going to re-bend the knee and then bring it back down. We're going to lift up through the left knee, take a gentle kick out to the side, bending the knee and bringing it down. So we're lifting the knee to the height of the hip, we're extending the leg, the heel out to the height of the knee, and then we're dropping it back down. And we start to feel those outer hip muscles really having to engage to support this side kick, to support the movement of our leg, especially when we take it straight. See how it feels to point the foot and then to reach into the heel. Let's take 1 more of those. Keep breathing as you move. And release it down. Let's take that to the other side. I'll just turn this way so I'm not kicking the wall. We're going to take the right knee out to the side and extend the leg. Heel, perhaps reaching toes, whatever feels best for you. And we're dropping it back down. Out to the side. Reaching and back down. Keep the breath flowing. Keep that support through the shoulders, lifting up and out of the wrists rather than sinking them into the ground. 1 more. Lovely. So we're going to take our knee mandala, just working a little bit of extra strength around the outer hip now. So basically we're going to take the left knee out as we did to begin that side kick. And then we're going to invite the left knee under and across our torso to the right elbow. And then travel it over to the left. And then we're going to take it diagonally out to the right. And then bring it back to that original position to the left. We're going to repeat that 2 more times. Moving with the breath. A little bit of core activation to draw the knee into the chest. And the outer hip action as we take it back round to the side. Lovely. I can't remember that was 2 or 3, but I'm going to do 1 more. Just do what you can. And lowering it down. Sit back through the heels into child's pose for a breath if you need to. Roll out through the wrists if you need to give your wrists some love. And let's take that to the other side now. So left knee comes up to hip height if it can. We're going to invite the left knee to the left elbow, over to the right. Swing it back diagonally to the left and draw it slowly, smoothly back out to the right. And begin again. Feel those core muscles having to work to draw the knee in. I think we did do 4 on the other side, so let's do 4 on this side as well, so that we're balanced. Lovely, and release it back down. Sit back if you need to on your heels, roll the wrists out. And allow your breath to come back to its resting rhythm. So we're going to, when you're ready, tuck the toes under. We're going to lean back into the heels, lean our weight through our arms, and that allows us to relax through our upper body, through our spine, through our shoulders. Spread the fingers, use your finger bones, and then start to roll the hips back to lift the knees just a little off the floor, and then simply unfold your legs into downward facing dog from there. Start to sway the hips from side to side. Maybe walk your downward facing dog. Okay, and just come into a steady dog for a breath or 2. Lifting the tailbone high, keeping the knees bent if they need to be, to find that tilt, forward tilt through the pelvis here. Head is relaxed. And then on an in-breath, look between the hands and start to walk the feet one by one up towards the hands. Come onto the fingertips if you need to. We're going to breathe in, lift head and chest. Hands can come to shins. And we're breathing out, soften the knees a little and roll the spine into its natural curve, into Uttanasana. So we're not just sinking in, collapsing. There's just a lovely rounding through the spine. Relax the head. Press through the feet. Maybe sway from side to side here. And then just bring yourself back to center. We're going to inhale, start to lift the gaze, maybe have the hands to thighs, and just come up, keeping the head and chin the last thing to lift up here. Let's take 1 round of Surya Namaskara just to warm all our systems up, warm the body up before we take our balance sequence. So feet hip width apart, outer feet in line parallel with the long edges of your mat. So that might feel that your femur bones, your thigh bones are slightly rotating inwards, which is useful for our forward folds here. We're going to breathe in and breathe out, hands to heart. Breathing in, opening the palms and reaching up into tall mountain. Breathing out as we soften the knees and fold forwards through the spine, Uttanasana. Inhaling as we lift head and chest, hands to shins. Exhaling as we step back into downward facing dog. We're going to roll the spine forwards into high plank, making sure that the head hasn't dropped so the lower spine doesn't drop, but our head is in line with the rest of the spine. Our gaze might be gently forwards. Dropping to the knees if you need to. We're going to rotate the arm bones inwards so the elbow creases face a little more forwards. Rocking forwards and lowering down through Chaturanga, keeping the core and the buttock muscles switched on a little as you come into Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. We're going to come down to the knees and sit back on the heels and prepare for our balance sequence, remembering this is about keeping the pelvis, the hips nice and stabilised, moving as smoothly through these next postures up to standing and back down to our seat as steadily as possible. There will be a little bit of shaking, don't worry, but we're just trying to activate the muscles to prevent us wobbling so much. Okay. So we're going to bring our hands to heart center. We're going to breathe in and open the palms and reach up as we lift off our heels. On an exhale, we're going to lean back and bring our arms forwards, eccentrically contracting and lengthening those thigh muscles. We're going to come back up slowly. And with as much steadiness as you can, pressing through the top of the left foot, engaging the left glutes, we're going to slide that right foot out. Turning the back toes under, we're going to lift up into parallel warrior one. And we're going to step onto the right foot and bring our left knee forwards. We're going to come into our warrior three from there, maybe flowing the arms back, maybe hands to hips. Roll the thumbs up, squeeze the scapula, the shoulder blades together. Extend through the back heel, engaging glutes. And you'll feel these outer right glutes wanting to engage but also lengthen. That's eccentrically contracting. We're still strengthening those muscles even though they're lengthening. We're going to come all the way back, knee forwards again. And we're going to bring our hands forwards. Coming into Archer's bow pose now. So inner thigh muscles squeezing towards centre line. Outer hip muscles squeezing towards centre line. And we're going to start to just draw the elbow and hand back to the chest. We're going to bring that bow back to the front. And then we're going to add in a head turn if that feels okay. Keeping the core muscles strong as well. And then this last one, we're going to bring the elbow and hand back, the head back. Maybe you extend the arm all the way back. Maybe the gaze, just see where you get to. And then come back to the front. We're going to step back through that left foot. Inhale to reach up. We're going to exhale, come into a gentle twist, twisting through your upper spine. Maybe bringing the left hand down to the earth, maybe staying just upright. Pressing through the feet, engaging the thighs. Strong grounded feet to lift you back up. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, drop the left knee. Come onto the top of the left foot. Engage the glutes. Core nice and active. As we slowly, steadily slide that right foot back. It's not as easy as it looks. We're going to inhale, reach up. And exhale, bring the hands back as we sit back on our heels. Take a breath. Just think about what you've just done. Reflect. How much stability is required to help us transition steadily and smoothly. Let's take that to the other side. Hands to heart. Breathing in, opening the palms, reaching up, coming off the heels. Breathing out as you lower back, arms forwards, lifting back to vertical. This time left knee slides forwards. So what needs to switch on to be able to do that as steadily and as slowly as possible? We tuck the back toes under, we press through the feet and inhale, come all the way to parallel warrior. Not staying there too long as we reach the knee forwards, right knee forwards. And then we come into our warrior three from there. We're going to breathe back in, reach the arms, knee forwards. Bring the hands in front of us. And this time the right hand, imagine that you have a bow and you're pulling it back. Then forwards. Adding the head turn if that feels okay. Left glutes engaged. Or the leg muscles are engaged. Ankle muscles, foot muscles, feel them activated. And then maybe all the way back with the hand, gaze. Keeping that focus in your body awareness. Lovely. We're going to reach the arms up. We're going to step back with control into parallel warrior. And then maybe coming into a twist from there around to the left. Maybe dropping the right hand into lunge twisting triangle. Adjust your feet if you need to for steadiness. Press through the feet. Engage those outer hip muscles, thigh muscles to lift you back up. Inhaling as we reach back forwards. We drop back through the right knee. Come onto the top of the right foot. And with as much control, focus, slide the left foot back. We're going to lean back as we reach the arms forwards and bring our hands to heart center. Just allowing hands to fall upon the lap. And take a breath there. Just allowing all that work to land inside your body. And just allow yourself to come into child pose from there. See how it feels to lean through the arms first. Come down to the forearms and lean through the forearms. Just get a sense of your lower body settling, grounding. Bring the hands together, splay the elbows wide, maybe making fists with your hands to rest your head upon. Maybe the head comes all the way to the ground. Just taking a couple of breaths there. When you're ready, slowly start to transition into your Shavasana. With just a short relaxation. Allow the feet to splay outwards. Allow the hands, the palms to turn upwards. And the head to find its middle place. And be here for as long as you can, as long as you need. Just resting in spaciousness. And whenever you're ready, slowly start to bring some movement into fingers and toes. Roll your head from side to side, just making that lovely crescent shape. And any which way, bringing yourself back up to your seat. Peace, love and light. See you next time. Namaste.